week 27. We have been going live continuously for the last 27 weeks, every Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you're watching this as a replay, basically I go live with all my subscribers and we talk about RVs, travel trailers, pretty much anything, any question you have, you can ask. So if you are watching this as a replay, usually you could see the comments. It usually takes about 24 hours for the comments to be able to be shown. If it's been 24 hours, if you go down to the comment section, there'll be 2 dots. Just swipe to the side one way or the other, and then you'll be able to see all the live comments of people that have jumped on and asked questions. So if you are watching this as a replay, definitely subscribe. I think you have to be subscribed in order to comment, but it's awesome because you're able to see a bunch of trailers on the live, so you can request certain lengths, certain weights, and then basically I can show you a bunch of options live. It's kind of a cool way to see all of these different travel trailers from the comfort of your couch. That is the goal of this, and get your questions answered immediately. So it's been growing pretty quickly. Like I said, we're going on 27 weeks. We'll wait till more people jump on. Hopefully the audio is coming through. Usually we like to start with a Catalina, work our way up to a Flagstaff, kind of explain the differences. If you do come on every week, it's probably going to be the same spiel I always do. The other reason I like to do this is because I get about 200 subscribers a week. So having those new people jump on too, even though it's repetitive, you know, they're new here. So I like to do it for them as well. And a lot of this stuff, it gets kind of confusing. So when you hear it over and over again, the construction, the features, it starts to make sense. And then when you go out and shop at a dealership, you won't even need a salesperson. Take a drink real quick, and then we will be on our way. Hopefully the audio is coming through good. I feel a little weird today. I haven't been sleeping good the last couple days, so if I seem a little off today. Here for the taco stand. Yes, we'll look at some of those. That surveyor I did this week I really think that might be my favorite layout. Seriously, and I say that a lot, but it's just because I see so many trailers, you know. It's hard to pick out which one's my favorite. Braving the blizzard today here in New Jersey. Dang. I wish we were getting snow. It's just been windy here. Terrible wind. Kind of cold. And yeah, I'm feeling a little under the weather the last couple days. I haven't been sleeping good at all, so I'm kind of a little off. So go easy on me today. I might not even run today. I haven't missed a run in 4 weeks or 4 months, 6 months. And today I might miss it. My legs hurt. I don't feel good, so I might take a day off. But let's start off with the Catalina. And if you are new here, leave a comment. Let me know if you're new. We are a locally owned dealership out here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we have some really good products. Tuning in from Aurora, Colorado to see what you got in store for us today. Awesome. That's cool, Charles. I used to live in Gunnison, Colorado. I went to college there. So let's start off with the Catalina. Indiana in the house. Kelly, let's see. Like I said, a lot of you guys come on every week, so you're probably going to hear the same spiel and see a lot of the same trailers. But I appreciate you being here. Hey, Eric, thank you for joining. Let's see. I wanted to show you guys one of these ones. Let's see. Is this the one I wanted to show you? Oh, yeah, I'm feeling a little under the weather today. Even my legs hurt, my hips hurt. I think I've been running a little too much. David is in the house. There was one I wanted to show you that has a Murphy bed. We got 20 people on the live so far. Maybe let me know if you're new here. A lot of you guys come on every week. I always say it. I don't even think my girlfriend likes listening to me this much. There it is. Nope, that's not it. All right, there it is right there. We kind of switched our inventory around a little bit, so you got to kind of rememorize what it is. All right, let's open this up, plug it in. Let me turn this around so when I'm reading the comments, you don't see my boogers in my nose. I wish Flagstaff would copy that surveyor. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree, Mike. I was telling my manager that last week. I'm like, you know, these brands are coming out with some unique floor plans, and you know, if Flagstaff wants to stay in the conversation, they're gonna have to start doing cool stuff like that. Because yeah, they're built extremely well, but they play it really safe. You know, that's what I think. Yeah, thank you, Eric. You're always on. You've been here since I think the first live I did. It gets pretty nerve-wracking. So we are looking at a traditional wood-framed aluminum sided trailer, and I will go through the pros and cons to, you know, the fiberglass versus the aluminum sided. There's always pros and cons to everything in RVs. I'm telling you, if there's a good thing about it, I could tell you a bad thing about it. So I'll kind of point that stuff out too. But when you're out looking at RVs or travel trailers, just look underneath. You'll see it's all wood framed, and not a bad thing. You know, they've been making them that way for forever. But as we move up, it will be aluminum framed. And when you're out looking at these travel trailers, there's a lot of things that you could miss that really bring that cost down. This is not an entry-level trailer by any means. There's ones that are far cheaper than this, like a Coleman Lantern, or, you know, it's not a bad trailer. It's all about how you're going to use it, how often you're going to use it. I don't think there's really a bad trailer. You know, if you're only going to use it, you know, maybe like 6 times a year, you don't need to go out and spend 50 grand unless you want to. So right off the bat, you notice it doesn't have an electric tongue jack, one propane tank, small little things like that. As we come into this will have a Murphy bed. This is actually a very nice unit. This is going to be 23 feet 6 inches, and your dry weight is 4,690 pounds, and your cargo is 2,854. That's impressive. And then the model number will be 184 RBS. If you see any of these trailers that you like, all you have to do is go to YouTube and type in Tyler Talks Travel Trailers and then the model number, and you'll be able to see the long form tour. Because if you are new here, you know this is not how I normally do my long form tours. They're extremely in depth. So right off the bat, you can see it's got I think this is a cable slide, but it's got the step up right there. Some slides will be nice and flush with the floor, and I'll kind of point out the differences in that. You got your theater seating, which I'm a fan of. Kind of turn you guys nice and slow. Nice little trailer. I like that it's under 25 feet. And then again, it does have the Murphy bed. Murphy beds are awesome just because it gives you a ton of floor space in here. And like during the day when you're hanging out, you know, you just need it for when you sleep. So it's nice to be able to put that up, and then you have an extra seating. So basically when this is lifted up, you will have a nice couch right here. And then it has the bar table. I do like that. It's almost like the taco stands. Tim, I think you left me a review, Tim. If that was you, I appreciate it. If you guys think I deserve it, there will be a link below, or just type in Albuquerque RV. But look you got GE appliances throughout, all stainless steel, decent amount of counter space. I actually like this. I like this layout. It's got great counter space. Sink could have been a little bit bigger. So something to always consider is sometimes the sinks, they're so small, like you can't wash a big pan in this. Little things that I hear from customers. And then the bathroom, pretty decent. Like we have to do this because I've actually had an adult ask if they can go to the bathroom in a travel trailer. Like I was like, I couldn't believe it. I've had a kid do it once, which was hilarious because he was real little. And like I said, like you can't really get mad at the kid. I mean, he did go to the restroom. Is that a gas refrigerator? Yes, it is. I think this is a 24 year. We will check. Some trailers, like to bring the cost down, they will put shower surroundings. And a lot of people don't notice that until they buy it. So if it doesn't have a surrounding, usually it's about $300, or you want to make sure you're wiping that wall down immediately after showering. It's got a sink in here. And like David said, this is a gas electric fridge. They've pretty much outphased these. You know, I heard Norco actually went is it Norco? I can't remember the brand. One of them went bankrupt or something. But the gas electrics aren't bad. The 12 volts are going to be a little more efficient. They cool extremely fast. Whereas the gas electric, you tend to have to put it on the night before. And like I said, there's pros and cons to everything. So in this instance, gas electric isn't bad because you have 2 ways to run the fridge. Whereas when it's 12 volts, you know, you're going to be running it off of the battery. So when you're looking at trailers now, usually at this price point, it will not have solar. You're going to definitely want to add solar or buy a cheap panel that clips onto the front because, yeah, they're 12 volt now. I mean, I would probably prefer the 12 volt, but the gas electric is not bad. This does have a roof mounted AC. This one doesn't have a heat pump in it, I don't believe. No heat pump. Some of these air conditioners will actually have heat pumps in it. So you could actually heat the area without having, with just using electricity. So make sure it always has the gas furnace as well, because you don't want to have it just be electric, because then you're going to need a generator whenever you want to heat up the trailer. So heat pumps are a nice feature to get when you're looking at trailers. But yeah, the Murphy bed is going to be an east-west facing bed, and I like to point out the cons to certain things on these trailers, just because, you know, if you buy one, I want to make sure you know exactly what might not work for you. So on this particular mattress, you could see how it has a seam right here? There's like a crack in the mattress, and it's an east-west facing bed. So you may not like this option, because when you go to make the bed, it's going to be a lot harder, or when you want to get in and out of the bed, you're going to be rolling over your partner. And then when it has that little like crack in it, you tend to kind of like roll that way, like when you're laying on it. So it isn't the most comfortable setup, but it is nice to be able to put it up and away. When we look at other Murphy beds, you'll notice that it doesn't have a seam in the mattress. Those are the ones that I really like. And we'll talk more about pricing, because I always explain it, and you guys probably, most of you guys know how the pricing works here, but I'll go over it again later. This isn't the exact price, but I'll explain how dealerships price stuff out. But that will be a Catalina. This is going to be a 2024. So we still got one of those in stock. Oh man, my hip hurts so bad. Okay, I think it even has an outdoor kitchen too, which is pretty nice. Let's see. That's always a nice feature. You know, some people say they don't use it. If I was getting a trailer, I would probably want that, because then, you know, you're not cooking your stinky stuff inside. You have a nice cooktop, refrigerator. Only downside to a lot of these outside fridges is they only work when you're plugged in. So it kind of is sometimes wasted space. So I see a lot of people actually just take these out and use it more for storage. Some companies will be so cheap, like they won't even tint the windows on trailers. Little things that you can't really see until you're out using it, and you're like, whoa, I didn't realize the windows aren't even tinted on this trailer. So if you want a little more privacy, pay attention to the tinted windows. It does have the LED lights on the outside, which is pretty nice. And for the most part, I'm pretty sure all the awnings nowadays are going to be electric. Now, when we look underneath, you want to see if it's an extended season trailer. And when they talk about that, basically what they're really implying is your tanks, they could potentially freeze if it is cold out. So if you look under here, you could see your tanks are exposed. There is easy ways to add heat pads. So I actually just added heat pads to a trailer the other day. It's about 900 bucks roughly. That's labor and parts and everything. So if you wanted to, you can add those heat pads to any of these trailers. So if you want to save a little money, you know, and buy a kind of like a starting trailer, just know you can always add this stuff later. So like I always tell people, sometimes when it's your first one, it might be a good idea. Well, first you should go rent one or borrow someone's and see if you like it. And then if you do end up buying one, sometimes if you're not totally sure how much you're going to use it, if you go with a trailer like this, you know, you kind of find out what you like and don't like, versus, you know, if you go and spend, you know, 40 grand on like a Nobo that has all the bells and whistles. So you got to kind of weigh out your options there. Let's move on to another one. And so like I said, this is going to be your traditional wood framed trailer. Turn you around so you guys can make fun of me. All right. It's a nice day today. It's my Friday. My girlfriend is playing hooky on Tuesday, which is kind of awesome. That's the only downside about being in sales, is it's kind of lonely. Like anytime I have a day off is when everyone else works, and like vice versa. So I literally just hang out by myself every weekend. So we're gonna go to the zoo or something. It'll be fun. All right, let's turn this around and start with the Surveyor, and we'll look at the one that I did the other day, because that layout is probably gonna be my favorite layout this year. Where did they put it? She is doing good. She just had like a little scratch from the seatbelts and like the airbags, but the car is totaled, which sucks. And like I said, she's been in 5 accidents in the last 5 years. Like she just got that car like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. So it's just annoying, you know. It's more like the time that it takes to get another car, and then you have to put a down payment. It's like starting over all over again. It's stupid. Guy was driving like an ass, and then she told me the guy didn't have insurance, so I showed up all heated. I thought they were going to put me in the back of the cop car, and then he ended up having insurance, so I look like a complete idiot. So this is that new layout, the 205 RKLE. I am telling you, this is seriously probably my favorite layout. I wish Flagstaff would make this layout. So let's see, the weight and length, you're looking at 27 feet and 5,800 pounds. And then your cargo is 1,752. Man, I like this layout. So as you guys probably have seen on the video, if you want to see the long form tour, I did a long form tour and I measure everything out too. But look at how cool this is. That probably looks really awesome at night. And then the cool thing about this layout is it has an outdoor kitchen too, which I love. Like, this is the ultimate party trailer right here. Tailgating. That's awesome. I like this one more than the Nobo. The Nobo is a lot bigger. I'll go show it to you guys after this. So as we walk in, like I said, just the best layout. If you haven't seen the long form tour, the travel mode is amazing in it. Like when the slide is in, these chairs are kind of in the way, but you know, you could easily put them in a different spot, but you can access everything in the trailer. You got tons of counter space. You have the best seating I've seen in a tow behind. The other thing I love about this layout is it's only 27 feet. I love that length. So it's not 25, it's also not 30. So it gives you a little more room, and it's under that 30-foot mark, so you're gonna have no issues going to the national parks. That's weird, these light switches aren't going on. Oh, I said that in the video. I couldn't find the light switch and someone else couldn't either. Let's see, what did you say? Show the price on the taco stand models, please, Tyler. I will. We haven't gotten the price on this one yet. But I'll show you the pricing on the other ones. I'm pretty sure I've seen you here before. Yeah, Chris, this is a nice floor plan. I'm sure I've explained the pricing before with the prep and freight and how dealerships either hide it in the price or they'll add it later. I'll go over it again later, but I'll still show you pricing. So, but really nice layout. 6-side aluminum frame trailer, meaning the roof, the floor, front wall, back wall, both side walls is all aluminum. Now, when we look at this, a lot of people on here are saying, you know, I wish Flagstaff would make this floor plan. And like I was telling you guys, there's a lot of little things that companies do that could, you know, either help the quality of it or the longevity of it. So I'm going to point out some things that make this just maybe a step down from a Flagstaff, but it's still very close. So right off the bat, your countertops, you know, they're going to be thermofoil. I think that's the right word, thermofoil. Whereas on the Flagstaff, you're going to get that solid surface countertops, nice deep stainless steel undermount sink. All of your cabinetry, it looks like it's wrapped. So when you get up to a Flagstaff, it will be, you know, real wood front facing cabinetry. Your appliances in all of your Surveyors will be Furrion, whereas on the Flagstaff, it will be Magic Chef. One cool thing you do get is the vacuum system down there. You don't get that in a Flagstaff. And then the bathroom isn't bad. I measured this right here. I believe I measured 2 feet 3 inches from the stovetop to the wall. So, I mean, if you are cooking, you could potentially still get by. The pocket door does help a little bit to give you some more added space. But not bad. 6 feet 10 inches of interior height, I believe is what I measured. And then all of your Surveyors, like I said, on the Catalinas, they don't have the tank heaters. This will have the 12-volt heat pads. And you guys know I like the 12-volt heat pads a lot more than just the heater vent going underneath, because you can't keep your heater running when you're going down the road. So you have to be very careful, you know, because you don't want your tanks to freeze and crack. This is a much better option. And then also you're not wasting propane when you're not in the trailer. Now, the coolest part about this floor plan is the dinette. I said it in the video too. I think, like, if I bought a trailer, this would be like a must for, this is the setup I'd want. It's just genius because It's just a nice layout because you can put the table away. Look at that. How easy is that too? So simple. So you have the best of both worlds. You got the taco stand, the bar stools, and then if you want to have a nice romantic dinner, you know, you want to face each other, you have a nice little dinette table. It's called bar to table. I just noticed these little hooks down here. Not sure what those, oh, that's how they kind of roll in. So it rolls into that countertop right there. But how sweet is that? Then if you wanted to, you know, like I said in the video, we can order some extra chairs and then you can have a 4-seater dinette. If someone's kicking back at the couch, on the couch, you could actually put this down as well. And then you got your theater seating that is nice and comfy. One thing I wish Flagstaff would stop doing is doing the couch where you can't lift up the middle part of it. It's weird. I get complaints in like all in 1 month, and I've been hearing it constantly. People are like, well, I wish it would go up in the middle. So that's something to consider. On the Flagstaffs, you don't have the option to kind of lift that up if you want to cuddle up and watch a movie. And then the other thing I love about this layout is, bam, look at the placement of the TV. It's perfect. And then if you're at the bar, easily watch it. Like if you're watching the game or something, such a nice layout. Let me put this back in. I wish I had the price for this one. Put it down real quick. All right. In the video, I drew a blank and I called a keypad. Dang it, now am I saying it wrong again? Why am I forgetting? I called it a typewriter. Because I said you could put this up right here. And then you have like a little area maybe for your computer keyboard. See, I said it wrong again. What the heck is wrong with me, Tyler? So you can put your keyboard there. Then you can put your computer right there. Such a nice setup. And then you got 2 sliding doors. My gimbal's acting funny. You got 2 sliding doors, so it's got a nice big entryway. So if you get claustrophobic, you know, you could just keep this open, and then it's like an open floor plan. This will be a 60 by 80 queen. Now, the other difference from a Flagstaff to a Surveyor is when we lift this bed, a lot of you guys know this because I show it all the time, but see, although it's 6-side aluminum framed, the inside of this area is going to be wood framed. And then like on the dinettes, they're going to be wood framed as well on Surveyors. Whereas on a Flagstaff, this will be all aluminum framed. That bar to table and classic dinettes, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For the typewriter. Yeah, that is going to be a game changer. I'm wondering if it could get stuck over time. I'm not sure. I'm curious to see how this is going to hold up, you know, over time, just pulling it in and out. We will see. But if it does work out good, like, I really think it will change the way people have dinettes in their trailers, because it just gives you so much more options and floor space. This will have 200 watts of solar, and it's prepped for the inverter. So on the Catalina, it did not have that solar. So now we're jumping up to the solar, the aluminum framing, the fiberglass, and then you got a 10 cubic foot, 12 volt refrigerator. When you're out looking, very easy to know too, is because it doesn't have those metal coils in the back. And there also won't be like a panel on the outside of the exterior. If it was gas electric, it will have that exterior like control thing for the fridge. But overall, what do you guys think? I didn't have too many people complain about it. It does have a rack and pinion slide system, so it's nice and flush with the floor right there. Nice big windows. And let's go outside. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, like the theater seating in the Flagstaff. I'm gonna tell Flagstaff that. Man, I have a customer, Tim and Gail out in California. If you are watching this, I have not forgotten about you. Right now, there is massive RV shows going on, and I've been trying to get him pricing on an incoming Flagstaff for him. And the rep has been tied up, but he did get me the MSRP sheet, so I will have pricing to you hopefully tomorrow if you're watching, Tim and Gail. Nice floor plan, prep for the ladder, fiberglass. Just gives you a little bit of everything. LED lights underneath. And so Surveyor and Nobo actually come out of the same plant. So that's why they look so similar. Ooh, for a limited time, you are getting 400 watts of solar. Dang it, in the video I said 200 because this table was down. Oh, well. Trailgate outdoor bar. Then you got the solid steps that go right into the doorway. Now you're getting a Goodyear Endurance tire. We sometimes on those more affordable trailers, you're gonna get what we call in the industry China bombs. They're just cheaper tires. It's almost a good idea to actually put new tires on it when you buy a new one. Uh-oh, we got a customer here. Thank you. He must have known me. That's a nice truck. Okay, so now we're moving up to this electric tongue jack, dual propane tanks. And then if we look underneath, you do have aluminum framing underneath and then the bar stools right there. So those will go out there. And then as we move on, let's see. Oh, and then I'll show you the slide out real quick. The rack and pinion slide system. So some people get it kind of confused because this cable, it's like bungee and they'll think it's a cable slide. You'll know it's a through frame slide because it's going through the frame of the trailer. So it's going into the underbelly. The nice thing about this slide system, it's easy to maintain. You can do a dry lubricant to kind of spray on the slides. The other thing that's nice about rack and pin slides is that you can actually put them out partially. Whereas on the Schwintek slides, you have to put them out completely or put them in completely. Sometimes they can get a little tweaked, but nowadays they have it pretty dialed in. So this will be a Schwintek slide. So you can see it's got those metal grooves right here. This is a slide system you do not want to lubricate. So no lubrication. The only downside to this slide is, like I said, you have to put it out partially. And the other downside is, I'll show you real quick. You'll see a lot of forums about people complaining about Schwintek. They've got them pretty dialed in, but of course I don't want to say anything is perfect because RVs are all handmade. So when we come into this Schwintek slide, you can see there's a little step up. And if we do this, see that? I'm 5'7", so if you're shorter, I feel like a little kid. Your feet are gonna dangle a little bit on the Schwintek slides. So quick little tour of the different slide systems. Pretty nice layout. This is the 19 SSLE, kind of an open floor plan. And a 60 by 80 queen. So this is a true queen. Sometimes they'll do a 60 by 74, so it'll be like an RV queen. And pretty decent bathroom. It's got great storage too. This thing has some nice storage right here for your linen storage. And again, this will have the tank heaters and all that good stuff. 400 watts of solar. The only downside is this couch does turn into a bed, but when it's out, it literally touches the bar area. So if you had someone sleep in here, you know, when you're passing by, or you won't be able to pass by. But not bad layout. 15,000 BTU air conditioner. Let's move on. Let's go look at a Nobo taco stand. I was up for a customer right now. That customer that came in was actually supposed to be my customer, but we will just keep going on with this tour. I actually get more deals from these lives than if I was actually waiting for a customer. It's crazy. I can't believe how much YouTube helps. The last like 12 deals I've had have been from YouTube and they're out of state. It's crazy. All right, let's go on to the next one. Oh, perfect. It was Javier's B-back. A B-back means that, obviously what it says. So one of the sales guys had a B-back. When you go to dealerships, you'll hear people say fresh up. That means the fresh customer is coming in, and then salespeople are on a rotation. So we take turns. So when you go out looking, you know, sometimes when you say, oh, I'm just looking, you know, they'll leave you alone. Let me find that taco stand one. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, sometimes though, like in the wintertime, we'll probably get like one customer a day each, sometimes not. And if we have like a crazy trailer that has like a patio or something, it'll be at the end of the lot, like right where we drive in, and we call them up burners because people, like the kids in the car that are driving by, you know, the parents want to stop and show the kids, and they're like, oh, we're not even wanting to buy one. We already have one. We just wanted to check the inside out, and then that burns you up for the day. Your only opportunity. So this is gonna be a 20.6. This is the same floor plan like setup for the bar area. This will have the beast mode package. Check it out. And I did look up the warranty finally. I know I've been telling you guys that. The warranty on this is gonna be 6 years. So it's got a 6-year warranty on this suspension. I didn't memorize the rest of them. Really nice setup though. You know, if you go off-road, it's gonna have a little more flex to it. And if you notice, there's actually no axle in the middle right there. Pretty nice. Then you got your off-road tires right there. You can order this 2 ways. Like if you really love this layout and the beast mode is just way overkill for you, which I sometimes think it's overkill for a lot of people, you can still get this floor plan. And basically you'll lose the beast mode, you'll lose 200 watts of solar. So it comes with 400, you'll only get 200 watts. You get the 2000 watt inverter, but if you just get the standard package, you'll just get inverter prep, but you'll still get 200 watts. You'll lose the fresh water filter and you'll lose the rain cover. So mainly what you're losing is that beast mode, but you're still getting a good quality built trailer. So it'll have that aluminum framing. And we'll talk about how fiberglass is compared to the aluminum sided here in a bit. But yeah, this layout has amazing storage on it. Let's see. Look at this. So nice. I just think this one's really big. Let me show you the length and everything real quick. Sorry guys, I'm moving around too much. So this is going to be 29 feet 9 inches. That's actually not bad. I thought it was 32. 6,979 pounds, and then your cargo is 1,400 basically. That's actually not bad. Yeah, I thought it was 32 feet. I like this layout a little more now knowing that, because if I was buying a travel trailer, it would have to be under 30. I wouldn't want something super big, because then you can't go to, you know, the national parks. One subscriber said this. He's like, I wish they would have, like, I agree too, maybe make this a little smaller so you have the bigger theater seatings. They're not bad, but they are smaller. But they lean back, which is pretty nice. And like I said, oh, one sec. Sorry. Like I said, Nobo and Surveyor come out of the same plant. The other companies that are the same, so you got Ibex, which is a Nobo. You got R-Pod, Unmapped, Surveyor. All of those fall under the same umbrella. So that's why the color schemes kind of look a little bit similar. I will say the lighting in the Nobos is a little bit dim on Nobos. Like, it's not as bright as some of the, like the Flagstaff. I have noticed that. Porcelain throne. So on the 25 models, I just like to point this stuff out and what I'm hearing in the industry. They used to give you that cool sink where it had all the bins and the trays and the waterfall spout. Well, they're having a bunch of recalls on it. So that's why they switched to just this sink. You know, just make it simple, no warranty claims. I guess there was like some leaks with that waterfall spout. So that's why you're seeing a change to the normal sink. But they didn't just keep the money, you know, and still charge you like it was there. They actually put money to give you a good porcelain toilet. So on the 25s, it will be plastic and decent bathroom. Middle bathrooms are kind of nice just because it gives you a little more privacy. In this instance, it would be, I think it's a great option because, you know, this is going to be one of those trailers where you're kind of tailgating. So if your significant other wants to shower, rinse off, you know, you guys are still hanging out here, having this middle bathroom, he or she can actually just come in to the bedroom and change, have a little more privacy. Now, on the Surveyor, I did say it was inverter prepped. This will have 400 watts of solar and a 2,000 watt inverter, only if you get the beast mode. 2 doors. The reason they do 2 doors is because when the slide is in, actually not in this case, but sometimes when the slide is in, you won't be able to access the bathroom or the bedroom. So that's why they'll do 2 doors. This layout is really nice too, because it's got perfect travel mode set up. When the slide is in, you can literally access everything. So this layout is in contention. Is that the right word? The contention to the Surveyor. Very close. Yeah. It's even got the vacuum system. And when we go look at a Nobo, so this is a 6-side aluminum frame trailer. So if we lift this up, right there, so wood framed. Now, I just we had a customer call in, furious. So this is a good example of, you know, buying new or used. So this customer had bought a used. Let me show you oh, we don't have the price of this one yet either. Dang it. She bought a used travel trailer, and when you buy used, there's a couple things. You know, you're not going to get a warranty. It's not transferable like cars, although Grand Design does do it. But most of the time you won't get a warranty. The other thing you inherit is the smells. People have used the tanks a lot of times, and what happened? Oh my God, she was so mad. But we clean it and detail it, you know, but sometimes when the tanks have been used, there's still going to be some leftovers maybe in there. And she called so mad because her husband was curious about the lever to pull the black tank hose, and there is crap all over her yard now. So I was like, man, you should have got a new one. You wouldn't have to worry about that. But just keep that in mind when you buy a used trailer. You're kind of inheriting some stuff. But man, why would you pull the black tank lever because you're curious without having a hose attachment to it? I felt so bad for her. Luckily, it wasn't my customer. It was another sales guy. So, oh yeah, the reason I'm bringing that up is because I'm sure she's going to leave a terrible review now. So if you want to help me out and you think I've earned it, or you've got any benefit out of my videos, if you could go to Albuquerque RV on Google and leave a 5-star review to help me out. It also helps me get customers and stuff. Oh, the other day, I had a customer that had bought one from me. It was actually a Nobo too. She was an older lady, and she was in the middle of our driveway and pulls the black tank drain, and her stuff was all over the. Oh my God, it was so gross. It's like that movie RV, you know? Have you guys seen it with Robin Williams? That movie is fantastic. when he puts the couplers together and it like shoots up. Sick. Talking about toilets and going to the bathroom, a lot of times these toilet papers, they say you need RV toilet paper. It's a lot more expensive. You will be totally fine if you use normal toilet paper, but it has to be 1 or 2 ply. So it's going to feel like paper still, but it'll save you a little money versus buying that RV toilet paper. If you want to save a little, you just don't want to be using like Charmin Ultra in your 1 ply. You don't want to be using Charmin Ultra on your trailer. It'll clog up. That's another reason why I think that lady, she's having that issue on the used one, is sometimes the sensors in the tanks can mess up, and then that's when you have a wrong reading and it'll say like it's empty. So poor lady. All right, let's check out another taco stand. It's Taco Sunday, I guess. I feel so much better. I was almost canceling today. It's so weird. Once I get on and start doing this, I feel so much better. It actually makes my day better. I really do enjoy doing these lives. It's not like I'm on here. Like I like doing it. It's fun. So here is the taco stand, 18.2. And this is gonna be a little shorter. It does not have a slide out, which is nice. And the other cool thing about this floor plan is it's 8 foot wide, whereas a lot of the other boxes are gonna be 7.5 feet wide. So no slide out, pretty nice. This layout's pretty cool. And they listen to us. So if you're gonna get this floor plan, I'm shooting myself in the foot here because I'm never gonna sell the one next to it. They listen to you guys. A lot of you guys have been around since I did this tour, and it got like 300,000 views, but everyone was complaining about the window handles and the way they did the shades. So if we come to the 25, look how stupid that is. Why would you put them outside? That don't make no sense. And look at how high it is. So see, there's like literally no way to pull the window back down. So I'm gonna show you this 25 to show you the difference real quick of what they did on 25 and 26. So 25, there's that sink I told you. I will say though, I haven't had one customer come in with a 25 and it have that issue with the leaking, but that is why they got rid of it. On the 25, you get the plastic toilet, as you can see. And then on this layout, it does have the love seat. It's pretty small, you can't really sleep anyone, but that's pretty much the difference. Let's go to the 26 real quick and show you. I think the greens are a little different too. David pointed that out. It's like a different type of color scheme on the green. All right. But yeah, I'm glad they put the little latches on the inside. So that way, I don't know, it just makes more sense. Oh crap, I didn't get the plug the lights in. But very similar. And then you do have the taco stand, and they listen to you guys because someone's like, it makes more sense to have the black shade on the bottom, you know, if you still want privacy to see out. On the 25, they put the blackout one on the top, and then you have your little latches right here. And one guy's called me an idiot on my video, and he's like, man, I get the worst comments. He was telling me that this is the handle, like he argued with me about it. And I'm like, dude, this is the gas strut to open it. That is not the handle to pull it down. You're gonna ruin it. So that is not a handle. If you're the guy that's watching this and said that, I'm not an idiot. That's rude. Yeah, this is such a nice layout. Man, like the last couple of weeks, I've been getting some extremely rude comments, like, and I don't put up with it. I just block people, which is unfortunate because I'm like, man, you could have just come join the lives. I could have helped you. And then they just say something rude, so I just block them instantly. I don't even think about it. I don't need subscribers that bad if they're going to be rude to other people or me. The only downside to this floor plan is it does have the east-west facing bed. You can almost turn it, you know, and modify it maybe, because if they would have done a north-south facing bed, I'm telling you, this layout would be on fire this year. If they could have just done that somehow. I almost feel like, yeah, I guess you do need that storage. The theater seating is a lot more comfortable in this than the 25 model. Pretty nice. And then let me go try to plug it in real quick again. Oh man, yeah, like trust me, I won't put up with it. I'll just delete my whole YouTube. I don't care. If you want to be rude, for some reason, there we go. All right. So I think something might be a fuse because the lights are not going on. It must be a fuse. Sorry guys. And then bathroom is a little tight, but not bad. I wish they would put the shower miser on the Nobos, but they don't. Something you could probably add. I'll show you what a shower miser is if you're new here. And it does have the 12-volt heat pads. There's your control panel right there. Pretty nice layout though. Not bad. It's a fun floor plan, and it's not super big. I don't even think I told you guys the length or anything. Let's check. Okay. 4,261 pounds, 21 feet, 8 inches. That's a nice length too. And then 1,071 pounds. And then the price on this, let's see. Here is your price. NS for 2027. So here is the price. That gas strut mount on the frame is a weak point. Definitely don't put stress on it. I saw a new one with the frame channel bent and the shade. And yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That guy didn't know what he was talking about. So 46 down to 33,995. Now, I'm going to go into my spiel about how dealerships price trailers. A lot of you guys have heard this. I've worked at both dealerships that do them differently. There's two ways dealerships will price trailers out. They're going to hide prep and freight into the price and not show you it. And then they're going to advertise no hidden fees. Honestly, those dealerships will make a little bit more from you because you don't know what you're paying for. Then there's the dealerships like us where they'll add prep and freight into the price that you see before you see it, but it's itemized. So you literally see every single thing you're paying for. It's not hidden into the price, and then they're just saying no hidden fees. They're always going to get that prep and freight put back onto the price. So here at Albuquerque RV, the freight is $19.95 and the prep is $17.95. Usually when you come talk to me, like you come into the dealership, I'll sit you down first and then I'll show you how the pricing works. That way when you come out here, you're not surprised. So just know that whenever you are going out to dealerships, let me turn you around. When you're going out to dealerships, ask them what the prep and freight is. If they don't have it, they're still charging you for it, so their prices are probably gonna be a little higher. And then when you're looking online, you'll see super cheap trailers out there. Those are like 100% of the time, 99% of the time, those are the dealerships that will also add prep and freight. The way to do it, I always tell you guys, is just go with the better deal. Like, would you go with the one that adds prep and freight if it's cheaper, or would you go with the one, you know what I mean? Like if it's cheaper, just go with which one's cheaper. And another thing I always advise people to do is a lot of these dealerships, I won't name any names, but they will just text you a price or, you know, email you numbers and not give you a buyer's order. Always ask for a buyer's order and an out the door price, tax, title, license, everything, because some of these dealerships, they'll give you a price, and then I've lost deals over it because the customer thinks they're getting such a good deal. They'll drive all the way to another state to get it, and then when they get there, they'll add the prep and freight or change the price. If you get the buyer's order, it's a legal binding document. So you walk in there and you say, I got the price. You gave it to me on a buyer's order, and then you'll know that they're not going to screw you over. So just keep that in mind about the prep and freight. But yeah, we do that here. It's honestly, it would be easier if we just hid it in the price, because customers get mad at me, and I'm like, you're getting mad at me because I'm showing you everything you're paying for. So I don't know. I'd rather you guys know what you're paying for, honestly. And plus, everything is negotiable. That's what I tell people. Like, if you don't know what you're paying for, how can you negotiate it off? You know, when you know what you're paying for, you could be like, oh, negotiate. Real quick, another spiel, because it seems like I got a lot of new people on here. If you are not familiar with New Mexico, we are the only state in the country that has what's called the Sunshine Law. Basically, you can get our sales tax, which is only 4%, one of the lowest in the country, without having a physical address here. It is awesome, and I do it all the time. We help out a lot of customers. I get a lot of people from Arizona, Texas, Colorado, because Arizona actually has pretty high sales tax. So just to give you an example, Arizona, their base sales tax is 6.2%. That's the base sales tax. Then these states have city and county multipliers. So after the city and county multipliers in Arizona, it's going to be 8.6% for the average. And it goes all the way up to 11.9% depending on what county you live in. So ours is just a flat 4%. You will save thousands of dollars, especially if you're buying a $100,000 fifth wheel from me. That's $4,000 you're going to save, if not $6,000. So definitely give us a call. You can also re-register it here every single year, which is awesome. You just do it online. It's very simple. The reason you'd want to do that is because we go off of the dry weight for the cost of re-registering it, whereas most states, they'll go off of the purchase price. So the dry weight is going to be substantially less. So all the trailers I've been showing you, to re-register it every year, you'll probably spend anywhere from 30 to 50 bucks. Versus like Nevada, I say this every time, I'm sorry guys. I had a customer that had a 40-foot fifth wheel, and he was spending $1,400 a year to re-register it. So he came out here, he did buy a Nobo from me, and he was just pumped with the savings he's gonna get years down the road. So always give me a shot, and I can also order you one factory fresh, and I'll still discount it a lot. 19.0, I don't have that one. Is that the one with the taco stand too? I think that's the one, right? Let's check out this Flagstaff real quick. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about the Sunshine Law. I think there's only one state that's super weird about it, and that's California. I think they changed something like if it's going to be in California for longer than 20 days, you have to pay for that sales tax. But I've had people from California still buy here and just not, they just didn't do it. Would love to see the new Flagstaff Micro 25 FBT. Are you talking about the FBD? Do you know when it's coming out? I haven't heard of the FBT. It might just be a new floor plan. If it's the FBD, I have that one. All right, let's check out Flagstaff. Yeah, I could order you one factory fresh. I could get you pricing, all that stuff. It does take me a little longer to get pricing. It's so weird. The RV industry is like in the Stone Age. Like there's not like a thing I could go in and just click buttons and build you a trailer. It's a new one with no slide. Oh, I've heard of that one. We are getting the RDT, the 30 RDT. I had to beg the owner to get that RDT because everyone was just like asking every week. So we will get that one. Not sure about the other one. Chances are we will. This is going to be the 22 SQS. And then your length is 5,000 or 23 feet 10 inches, and your weight is 5,239 pounds. Cargo is 1,527. All right, now we're looking at a nice premium trailer. Let's put the lights on. Okay, now we are in a Flagstaff. A lot of upgrades in this that you kind of can't tell until you're kind of looking at it in depth. So right off the bat, countertops are going to be solid surface, so not thermofoil like the Surveyor and Nobo. Cabinetry is all going to be real wood. And just keep in mind, it's just the front-facing cabinetry. Obviously, this stuff is something different. But real wood cabinetry. And then, like I said, 6-side aluminum framed, just like a Nobo. But they go even further. So they actually aluminum frame under all the dinette. See that? How it's all aluminum? There is literally no wood framing. And I always say this example because I've seen it a lot. I've seen dinettes crack, and the reason they crack is obviously because a kid jumping in and out. Or, you know, you jab your knee in here to go pull this shade down, and you crack the dinette. So these little things that Flagstaff does legitimately will help the longevity of the trailer. It really helps. The air conditioner is 15,000 BTU, all ducted, RV ready. Thank you, I appreciate it. Is this your first live? It's a new one. I already answered that question, sorry. Yeah, I do want to see that new layout though. So all of your appliances are Magic Chef in a Flagstaff. And I don't know, would that be better than Furrion? Maybe, maybe not, but I'm just pointing that out. The Murphy beds in this, if you've been here since the beginning, we looked at that first Murphy bed and I was kind of pointing out the pros and cons to it, like it being east-west facing and then also having that seam in the mattress. So kind of show you a little bit of this. These are going to be much better couches than most Murphy beds. They also recline. I will say the recliner on these, it's not like a normal theater seating. They're like a little bit not as strong, I'd say, a little different, but it's nice to have the option. Now, when you're ready to put this bed down, just lift this up. You got storage underneath, and then you'll grab this. Got to be very careful, because if you put your fingers right there, you will pinch them. And I did it like my first day selling RVs, and I haven't done it since. I had black fingernails. So, see, there is no seam in the mattress. So if I was getting a Murphy bed, that's something to consider. The Nobos, they do have a seam as well, and we'll show you one. But this will be a 60 by 74. This was actually one of my favorite layouts for a while, just because I think it gives you a little bit of everything. And then you do have the free standing table, so you can actually move this around, which I like, because if someone's bigger, you know, we're not all the same size, you can put the kids on one side and push it towards them. And you can order this with theater seating. So if you didn't want that table right there, you can order it with theater seating. Yeah, I know. I try not to. I just block them. It's been a learning experience for me, for sure. Like, and it's so odd to me. It's like these people are adults. Like, majority of my viewers are like in their 60s, 50s, and 60s. I'm like, who do you realize I'm like a real person on the other side of this screen? Like, they've said some wild stuff. Nice bathroom. The countertops in the bathrooms will be thermofoil. I don't mind thermofoil. The one type of countertops you want to avoid is when it has that T molding on it. Like I always say it, I used to sell Shasta, and that T molding, it's like the rubber gasket around it. It still has a crack on the top, you know? So when you're washing your hands or doing dishes, that water gets in there, and then that's when you start having your countertops warp. These are not bad. This is not bad at all. And then, of course, you're getting the big fart fan. Woo! You get that in all the other trailers too, just not the Catalina. And look, you even have linen storage in this thing. That's what I'm saying. It's a nice little trailer. Just gives you a little bit of everything. And then you do get the shower miser. So the shower miser is a nice option. But, you know, one company will give you something and then the other company will take something away. So you get the shower miser in this, but you do lose vacuum cleaner on the Nobo that you get in the Nobo. This is nice because the one place you waste the most water is the shower. You know, if you're dry camping at least, meaning you don't have hookups. You sit there and you wait for that water to get hot and it's all going into the gray tank and it ain't coming back. With this system, the shower miser, you flip this bad boy down, it'll circulate through the lines. This will change like a grayish color. So then you know it's hot and you flip it up and bam, you got yourself hot water. And I wish they would figure out how to do that like in the sink, because that'd be an awesome feature for the sink too, but I'm not sure how they do it. The other thing in the Flagstaff is you are getting a vaulted ceiling, so it's rounded. The other ones will be flat, just makes it feel a little bit more spacious in here. Oh, wait till I talk about the roof. I think, because I didn't know a ton about the roof until like recently, and I think it's one of the biggest selling points too of Flagstaff. Let me put this up real quick. We'll go outside and look at the roof, because the roof is one place you always want to pay attention to, because you don't want to get water damage. So I have actually a lot to talk about still about the construction. When we go outside, we'll do that. This trailer, the Flagstaff, will have 200 watts of solar and a 1800 watt inverter. So the nice thing about the inverters, if we come down here, you can see on the sticker, it says inverter circuit. That means that that's tied into the inverter. So those outlets will actually work without being plugged into a generator or shore power. So having it right there by the bed is awesome, because I know a lot of people have, you know, the CPAP machines. Small little things that I love about Flagstaff is the way they actually construct, put the roof together. They actually use T-tracks. So these roofs are bulletproof, like laminated. Like if you do this on other trailers, the roof, you can actually see it going up. So they basically slide each panel into those T-tracks. So you will never see, and saying never is pretty bold, you won't see trim hanging from a Flagstaff. Whereas you can go into a lot of these trailers and you will see, you know, trim hanging. The other thing I like about Flagstaff is you don't see any putty. Like a lot of these trailers, when you go look at them, I mean, most of them, you'll see where they kind of put some putty to cover the staples. You'll notice these things now that I'm telling you. When you go out and look at them, you'll see where they put the putty over it. Is that okay for a Tacoma? That's close. I think it's a little too close. This is going to be 5,200. A Tacoma tow is about 6,800. Oh yeah, thank you. If you see that little thumbs up thing, if you guys could hit that for me, I really appreciate it. But yeah, Tacoma might be a little too heavy. I mean, you could do it because on average, people will probably put about 600 pounds to 800 pounds of cargo. So if you were loaded up, you'd be right at 6. That could work. But I'll show you some layouts that are good for Tacomas. The other thing I love about these steps is it has a gas strut on it. So look at that. One finger. They hold themselves up too. So when you're going in and out, you don't have to drop that on the poodle or the grandchild. That is 60 pounds of metal. I've actually had a rep chip their tooth on the ones that don't have that gas strut. Now, they continued to do the 6-gallon water heater. If it's not broken, why fix it? Because sometimes the tankless water heaters, they tend to not do very good at high altitude. And sometimes when it's in really cold weather, you're gonna get like a lukewarm shower. And sometimes there's also spurts of cold water that will come through that tankless water heater. They're also a little bit more finicky. Is that the right word? Like they tend to break a lot easier than this one. So like I always say, if Flagstaff thought it was better, they would do it. This is a very premium brand. You got a torsion axle, so if you don't want that beast mode, it's just a little too intense for you, this will have that nice automotive grade independent suspension. And it does have those 12-volt heat pads. The cool thing about Flagstaff's heat pads is they're actually smart heat pads, so they'll go on automatically and off automatically. Really cool. Now let's see if I can climb up here without breaking my neck. One of these days I'm gonna fall, and that's gonna be bad. Just, if you guys see me fall and not move, call the police and tell them to come to Albuquerque RV. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Catalina actually has one that has an altitude adjustment. So the one thing I like about the roof on a Flagstaff is you see all that sealant, like that putty stuff. A lot of times on these RVs, you have to scrape and reseal the roof. And because what happens is that sealant on other trailers is solvent based. So what that does is basically it gasses out and it flattens and cracks, so you have to scrape and reseal the roof. This material does not gas out or flatten or nothing. You don't ever need to do anything to this roof. It's a no maintenance roof. It's got a lifetime warranty. Just awesome little thing that they don't even tell you in their brochures and stuff. It's not a solvent based sealant, so that is why it doesn't gas out. It's a TPO commercial grade rubber up there, fully lock on roof. Like I said, it does come with the ladder. Now, talking about fiberglass and, you know, the metal sided trailer, there is pros and cons to both. Let's see, I don't have one. Oh yeah, so since we're right here. So you got your aluminum sided. Yeah, just needs some updated floor plans. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna tell Zach that. Our Flagstaff rep. So that's a metal sided traditional wood frame trailer. This is obviously a fiberglass trailer. The benefits of the aluminum sided is that it's a hung wall. It's literally like a house. It's not a laminated wall. When we come to a fiberglass trailer, it is a laminated wall. So now when you have the word laminated, it means that you have the potential for delamination. And what that is that's when your walls literally start to separate. Now, Flagstaff and Surveyor Nobo do a lot of little things that help prevent the delamination. So I get a lot of people, they're like, oh yeah, I can go buy a smooth sided trailer for 10 grand less. And I'm like, yeah, but how is it constructed? What kind of materials are they using? So there's two ways that they make these fiberglass walls. It'll either be pinch and roll or it'll be vacuum bonded. Pinch and roll, basically they run it through a giant press and these giant rollers, and it compresses the walls together. And I say it every week, what if, they obviously need to replace those rollers over time. What if your wall is the last one to go through that roller? That's gonna suck. It means that it's not as consistent. There could also be pockets of air trapped in it. Vacuum bonding is way more consistent. They use very high pressure to compress the walls, so you know all of the air, there is no pockets of air trapped into a vacuum bonded wall. That helps with delamination. The other thing that these companies do that help with delamination is they don't use Luan. So the way the walls are built is it'll go fiberglass, then it'll either go Luan or a composite material, then it'll go the aluminum framing, the rigid block foam, and then your inner walls. Luan is literally just a thin sheet of wood that they put behind that fiberglass. Now, what happens when it gets wet? It starts to get moldy, starts to deteriorate, and that's when you start having the walls separate. This company actually uses that composite material, and you'll usually see a sticker on the side right here. So the Surveyors will have the composite walls as well. It won't be Luan, but if we come over here, I always show this, just so you guys know I'm not making all this stuff up. If we look at this diagram, you got A, exterior fiberglass, B, composite material, C, inner wall, aluminum framing and rigid block foam, and what is that? Double B, baby, double layered composite walls. So they put it on the outside and the inside walls. Surveyor will just do it on the exterior, or like on the outside, and so will Nobo. So small little things that Flagstaff does that you can't necessarily see. The other thing I like about Flagstaff is the way that they actually mount their cabinetry. Behind the cabinetry, they actually use galvanized steel, whereas a lot of the other companies, they use a thin sheet of aluminum. And I've said this story a million times. I actually had a customer that's bought like 3 Flagstaffs off of me. He rolled one, showed me pictures, and all the cabinetry was still on the walls. And so I like to think that's because of that galvanized steel versus the aluminum. And the reason I'm saying all this stuff is because if we come to this trailer over here, I just think that it's cool that they do these things and they're not like bragging about it, which they should start saying these things more, because you don't know. And when you're out looking at these trailers, it literally says nothing about what I just told you on this. So that's why you want to make sure you get a good sales guy, because like I said, I always get customers, they're like, oh, I could get a smooth sided trailer for 10 grand less, but how is it constructed? So that's what these videos are for. So when you go out, you're going to be ready to know more than the sales guy. A lot of times you are going to know more than the sales guy, because this is a very hard industry to stay in. Whoa, I'm all shaky. I haven't eaten today. Can we see the Cherokee Wolfpack? Yeah, that's a toy hauler. I'll show it to you. So this is a good example of why you need to know what you're looking at, because even though this is a smooth-sided trailer, I'm like 90% sure these are pinch and roll walls. And I'm also pretty sure they use Luan behind the walls. So it's not, I'm not saying it's bad, but just know what you're paying for, you know? If we look underneath, let's see what this is. See? So even though it's fiberglass, it does not mean that it is aluminum framed. So got to just kind of look at those things. And I am like 90% sure this has Luan behind the walls. Let's see, this is going to be 30 feet, 6,400 pounds. And dang, 4,800 pounds of cargo. That is because this is a toy hauler. You'd be surprised. I've sold a lot of toy haulers to people that don't have toys, because it's awesome. You get a patio. You know, if you have a lot of like outdoor stuff you like to do, like kayaking, obviously dirt bikes, you have all this free space to do whatever you want. And then it'll have the patio. You got the sliding glass door, nice big TV. This is like the most affordable toy hauler you can get. We sell a ton of these. Here in New Mexico, we sell Raptor, but they're like 150 grand. This price point with a toy hauler, they need to be affordable here in New Mexico, because the people that are buying them just went out and spent 40 grand on a side-by-side, and then they don't want to go spend another 100 grand on a RV. 52 down to 39.95. I'm telling you, we're aggressive on our pricing compared to most people. We have to be. We're right next to Camping World. All right. Any questions? Any requests? I'm going to just keep going. If you guys don't request, I will just keep picking random ones out. All right. Oh, yep. I'm going to miss my run today. My hips are killing me. I got runner's hip. I'm running too much. I don't do anything like moderately. I have an addictive personality. It kind of like, even with these lives, I have yet to miss a live in 27 weeks. Like today was close. Today I almost said, nah. If you're new here, let me know. Let me know. I like to hear when we got new people on here. Let's check out an E-Pro. I love E-Pros. They're so cool. They used to be like what I would want to buy, but then I was thinking like maybe a Tundra would be cool, and getting a 21 FBRS. If the guy that commented about the Tacoma, if you look up a Flagstaff Microlight 21 FBRS, that's a nice layout that a Tacoma could pull. I think it's like 4,200 pounds. Let's go check out an E-Pro. Thank you, David, for joining every week. Eventually, you're going to be here, retired, getting an RV. That's going to be an exciting day. Let's back this up real quick. So if you're not familiar with Flagstaff's lineup, basically it'll go Flagstaff E-Pro, Microlight, Superlight, and Classic. And I always say it, the nice thing about Flagstaff is it doesn't matter which one you go with. You're getting all that good quality construction that I was explaining on the last one, versus like a Grand Design where they have, sorry, I need to put you down. They Grand Design, they'll have like a Transcend, which is just a more traditional wood framed, and then they have like their Imagines. So let's turn this around. I'd put a Flagstaff above the Grand Design every day. You guys have heard me go through that spiel. I like Grand Design. It's just they're expensive for what you get. Flagstaff is going to be better. So, E-Pro. The difference between a Flagstaff Microlite and an E-Pro is your box is going to be 7.5 feet wide, and the Microlite is going to be 8 feet wide. Small toy hauler wants like 14 to 18 feet. Dang, I don't have anything that small. You're welcome. I think yeah, that would be freaking awesome. Go design our own trailer. It'll be the #1 seller. I said it too in a while back. I was like, if whoever comes up with like a cool little dog house for the dog, you know, because I don't have kids, I have dogs, but if I saw a trailer that had like a little dog area, I would be sold. I think whoever does that first is going to have a lot of deals too. So, like I said, difference between a Microlite and an E-Pro is 7.5 feet wide and 8 feet wide. The other thing that's different from a Microlite to an E-Pro, let me turn the lights on. What the heck? Lights aren't going on. It's probably because of that Power Pro thing. The other difference is your tanks. It's not enclosed underneath. So it's hard to see. See how there's no enclosed underbelly? But you could see the heat pads. So it still has the 12-volt heat pads where, so you'll be able to go in cold weather, but that would be a difference. Still getting an independent suspension. You're getting off-road tires. It's just a little beefier. One thing I kind of don't think is cool is the spare isn't a matching off-road all-terrain tire. So just know that. It's basically just to get you to safety. So it won't be a matching tire. I don't know why. Hey, Power Pro. Turn the lights on.
All of the lights are turned on.
Well, I want them 100% on. Hey, Power Pro. Turn the lights 100% on.
Light zone 1 is on.
Oh, you suck. But look at this layout. Pretty unique. If they could have done this with theater seating, that would have been awesome. I think it's just a little too hard. See, look at the aluminum framing beds, dinettes, so all of that. Do you sell Coachman Apex Nano? I do not. I do not. We kind of, you'll notice a lot of dealerships, they carry like their own brands, specific brands. And here we try not to be like a candy shop, you know, because some of these dealerships have every brand and it really confuses the customer because a lot of them are literally the same. They like constructed the exact same. That's why on my lives, you kind of learn a lot because I start from the bottom up and it's easy for you to understand like the differences as we work our way up. But look at this, it's a micro layout, micro light layout in an E-Pro floor plan. The other difference from a Microlite to an E-Pro is the interior height is going to be a lot lower. Like, watch, let me show you real quick. If you are taller, I'm telling you, these are tight. Look at this. Like, I'm 5'7". So if you are taller, that is the only downside to the E-Pros is you don't get as much interior height. So that's when you'd want to bump up to a Microlite. 2 air conditioners in this little thing. And these are 10,000 BTU air conditioners. What's cool is they are actually, it's a 30 amp trailer with 2 ACs. And one of my subscribers told me how it worked. They like tied it to the water heater or something. So you can actually still run everything at once. But nice layouts. Let's see what the price is on this bad boy. Hey, Power Pro. Turn the lights 100% up.
Light zone 1 is on.
That thing's annoying. You got to like program it. See, I'm simple. I just want to push a button. You won't get this on the Flagstaff Microlite. You could ask it like, what are the tank levels, all that good stuff. But nice little floor plan. Okay. I'm going to take my jacket off real quick. It's getting warm. 3,800 pounds, 21 feet, 2 inches, and 1,100 pounds of cargo. Now, the biggest E-Pro they make is about 21 feet. I think it's the front kitchen, and that's the only one you can get that has dual axle. All the other E-Pros will be single axle. If we come back here, I'm going to beg again, because I'm a beggar. If you think I deserve it, or you've gotten any benefit out of my videos, if you could leave a review for me, On Google, just type in Albuquerque RV, ALBUQUERVE.com, or just put that. And then if you could leave a review, it helps me out way more than you could imagine. It actually helps me continue to do these lives, because then I don't look like a crazy person out here talking to my phone, and the owner will see that it is working. All right. But nice little layout. Like I said, everything is the same. One thing I do like that Flagstaff does is they laminate their walls, their roofs, their slides. There's one place you don't want laminated, want it to be laminated, and that's the floor. Because what happens is if you drop something on it, or just over time it cracks, you'll start getting soft spots in your floor. They still use 5/8 inch tongue and groove plywood floor. So that's what I would imagine that's what you would want. If you want to save a little more money, you can go the other route. Okay, and you get frameless windows, which is pretty neat. Let me take my jacket off real quick. Sorry, guys. It's getting warm. Oh, yeah. Nice day. It's my Friday. I'm going to go home, have a beer. Oh, that's why I run so much, just so that way I can drink beer and eat bad still. Whoa, okay. All right, let's turn around and go look at another micro light. Let's go look at something, let's go look at something cool real quick, just to kind of mix it up, just to show you the levels of trailers we actually sell here. We have some of the best brands. We got Riverstone, which is residential grade, full body paint, about $250,000 right there. That's obviously not what you're gonna pay for it. And then this thing is awesome. Let's see. Just to mix it up a little bit. All right. This is a nice one if you're going from like a Riverstone to Cedar Creek. These are gonna be a little bit more affordable. And I don't know why that slide is in. Okay, put this in. It's got a water manifold. Check that out. So when you're out using if you get a leak in your trailer, you can shut certain areas off. Whereas most trailers, you have to stop using it completely. So this is like a true residential grade. How about Catalina 221 Epic or the 231 MKS? I think I have the 231 MKS. We'll look at it after this. Oh yeah, you're the one with I showed you the 154 last week. I do have the 231 MKS, I believe. We'll check after this. What? Let me know. Could you guys live in this? What? Look at how crazy this is. Let me get the lights. Whoa, sorry, I just burped. Sorry, guys. But look at this. It's got a mud room. What? Oh, I could live in this, no problem. This is nicer than any house I've ever lived in. Look at that. So like I said, we sell every level of trailer that you could possibly think of. What do you guys think of the light fixture? I was telling them that might go out of style someday. That one, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's got the mud room right here. Woo! That is nice. Washer, dryer. It's got a lot of storage that you can't reach at all, which is super helpful. Like, what are you going to put up there? It's got the ceiling fan. And if we come up here, the slide is actually in, so it'll go out. All hydraulic slides, king bed, and the front bathroom. So like in this instance, if you're out of state and you're looking at something at this price point, you will literally save $5 to $6 grand buying here because of the sunshine law. Like, that is not a little bit of savings. And like I said, re-registering this, it might be like 120 to 150 bucks. Whereas most states, it's going to be in the thousands. So give me a call. Let me order you one. Let's see what this priced at. We haven't gotten the tag for it yet, but pretty nice. Let's go look at a Catalina real quick. Ooh, my hips. All right. If you are new here, leave a comment. We always like to know if we got new people on the lives. If you are new here, we go live every Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This is something we do every single week. A lot of you guys come on every week, and I'd be sick of me already. I'm already sick of me. All right, let's go to a 231 MKS. I'm pretty sure I have that floor plan. And I think that's the one you're talking about. Let's go check. 231 MKS. I'm pretty sure it's the one I'm thinking of. The owner of Albuquerque RV is the one who actually designed it. She designed this floor plan with Catalina. She has really good connections in the RV industry. So like I said, if you want a trailer, I can order you in factory fresh. Usually takes about 6 to 8 weeks to get it here. But like I said, I'll discount it a lot still. Even though it's a fresh one. 231 MKS. This layout's nice because it has a little slide. Like, actually, no, it's a big slide, but it's only 23 feet. That's the 164. Okay. This is it, I believe. Okay. When you do get a trailer, you will need to have... Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, Jason. That helps a lot. This is the plug you'll need for your tow vehicle. It's a 7-way. You'll need that. Let me put you down. I can't put it on. What's annoying is Google's been deleting all of my reviews that I get. It's super annoying. Like, I work hard to get them, and then Google is just deleting them. I think it's because a lot of them are out of state, so they might think it's a scam. But it's like they're going to delete 5-star reviews, or they wouldn't do it if it was a 1-star. Oh, this is the BHSX. Well, I already got it plugged in, so we'll look at it real quick. I meant to go to this one next to it. Nice little layout. Pretty nice. But see, that's why I was saying, like, these are not an entry-level trailer because you got GE appliances, stainless steel. It's got the heat pump on it. And like David was saying, these have tankless water heaters. But check it out. It's got an altitude adjustment. Remember I said that sometimes they don't do very good at high altitude? This one will adjust up to 10,000 feet. So when you are looking at tankless, just keep that in mind. You might want that because where are you going to go camping? You're probably going to go to the mountains. So pretty nice layout. We'll go to the 231 MKS. This is 27 down to 22,995 plus 1795 and 1995. Okay, let's go to this one. Let me make sure this is it before we go over here. 2, 3, that's, oh, it's the 184 MKS. I'll still show it to you. What the heck is the one that you... 231 MKS. 231 MKS. Now I'm drawing a blank. I have the 221 MKS. Nice little trailer right here. Going from a Flagstaff to this, I'm sure you guys could see the difference in the build and everything. But like I always tell you, there's no wrong trailer to buy. I guess there is some that are like really cheap. Sorry, I need to put you down. It's just how much you're gonna use it. You know, when someone comes in and they're trying to get, you know, the most affordable one possible, I don't go, oh yeah, that's a junk. Or if they're looking at something else, it's like everyone has a different goal with their trailer. You know, maybe you're just a weekend warrior. You don't need a Flagstaff. Okay, this is going to be 4,198 pounds, 23 feet, 1 inch. Sorry, I guess I didn't have that 221 MKS, 223. But it's got one slide out. That bed, this is obviously the couch. It turns to a bed. You got your 4-seater dinette. Good storage. Decent bathroom. It's just a nice little trailer for a couple. And then it does have the east-west facing bed. So, you know, that's kind of, and this size, they usually always do that. And your 12-volt refrigerator. Whoa. Pretty nice. Let's see what the price is on this. I think these are like around 24. There's no price tag. I think these are around 24. That is going to be an RV queen. It's a little funky. I don't know why Catalina, they advertise queen bed, and it's not even like close to a queen. These manufacturers. It's like when Catalina puts the sticker on the side and it says free auto level. I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Sometimes they get a little out of hand with the free stuff. I'm like, it's not, nothing's free in this world. Yeah, you buy a $35,000 trailer, but you get the auto level for free. Let's check out some more Flagstaffs for you guys. We got a lot of good stuff coming. I'm just waiting. Like I said, sales tax here, you can get our sales tax without having a physical address here, which is 4%. It will save you thousands. All right, I'll show you one of my favorite layouts. This is, I usually say it every week. This layout was like a layout that I would like want, and with a Tundra. That's like a dream layout, dream setup for me. But after Surveyor came out with that new layout, man, Flagstaff's got to keep up with the times and start doing this cool stuff. But I really think they just kind of, they've been making these trailers for like 50 years. So they know what they're doing, you know. So this is going to be a 22 FBS. They make one that is a 21 FBRS. That's the one that's going to be lighter. It's almost identical to this, but I'll explain the differences. So 5,200 pounds, 23 feet, 10 inches. And check it out. Such a nice layout. It's just perfect for two. North-south facing bed. You got your theater seating with the tables. So when you get the 21 FBRS, the slide isn't going to be as deep. It'll be a Schwintek slide, whereas this is going to be the rack and pinion slide. You also cannot get theater seating on the 21 FBRS. It's a jackknife sofa. And then to the right, you could see how nice it is, right? Like when you step into these. And then you do get a fireplace on this one. 21 FBRS, you do not get the fireplace or this little desk. I like that. That's pretty cool. And then those of you that have been here since the beginning, remember I was lifting those Surveyors? Look at that. See, all aluminum framed. Just nice and clean. That's why, you know, I do think they need to be a little more innovative with the floor plans. But they just make a good trailer. If you're just wanting like a really well-built trailer, you don't need all the gimmicks and new stuff. This will be, it'll last forever. They also don't do like crazy color schemes, you know. So there's some takeaways from that, you know. It's not going to go out of style, you know, versus the, you know, like the green Nobo or these crazy colors they come out with. You'll know this will stay, not that you need to care what people think, but pretty nice. This is the only downside to this floor plan is, and I always shoot myself in the foot, but I just like to point this out so when you're looking, is right here. See, that's the only thing. Have your foot hanging out while you're going to the bathroom. I would just go like this. Screw it. If they would have just not done that little pantry right there and just extended a little bit, because you still have this right here, which is plenty for two, you know. But I still like this layout a lot. It's just perfect for two. A good quality trailer, top to bottom. Ooh. All right. We do sell used as well. We got all of our used stuff right here. Benefits of buying used. Yeah, don't come in. The used, like I said in the beginning, you do inherit some smells, some issues that may be with them when you buy it. Also, when you're financing used, usually the banks will require 10% down if it's new and 20% if it's used. So when it's a used travel trailer or fifth wheel or whatever, you tend to get a better interest rate too when you buy new versus used. They also won't finance anything really if it's over 10 years old. The other thing you got to consider is if you go real old, a lot of these RV parks, they won't allow old units to go onto their parks, which is really dumb. They just want it to stay looking fancy. But yeah, so the benefits, you won't get a warranty. Also, if you buy new or used, I'm sorry. Just read this comment real quick. The brand of fifth wheel. Oh, the one I just did, that will be a Cedar Creek. I've done a video on it too. If you want to look up Cedar Creeks, But like I said, you will literally save thousands. We'll go check the model number for you. If that's the one you're talking about, we'll go check the model number because we just got that one. Let's see here. Cedar Creek is a nice brand, and then we also sell Riverstone. Are you in the market for something like that, Ronald? Because I'll show you another one like that too. Like I said, we are a locally owned dealership, so we do appreciate the opportunity to at least try. Just give me a shot, that's all I ask. Let me turn this way. So these are Cedar Creeks. The one I showed you, I just want to check the model number. And I did a video on it, like a real long form tour that are really informative. Just this is the 383FB. So just go to YouTube, type in Tyler Talks Travel Trailers, Cedar Creek 383FB, and then you will see the in-depth tour. If you're new here and you haven't watched my tours, they are extremely in-depth. I'm talking, I measure the entire trailer out. It's a little excessive, but the amount of comments I get of people liking the measurements, I have to just continue to do it, I guess. I gave myself a lot of extra work. It takes me like an hour to measure everything, and then I film it, and that's another hour. These other reviewers, man, they got it made. They do like a 15-minute tour. And the other thing I think is crazy is some of these reviewers, that's all they have to do. Like, they're not salespeople. You got to remember, I'm still a salesperson. This is just to help people. Those people, some of those reviewers, which they're all really good, it's just they don't have to sell stuff and work with customers at the same time. So my tours are like 3 times as long, and I'm still jumping back and forth between customers. Let's see. Check these things out. This is like as good as it gets. 3-inch walls, full body paint. So it's always going to stay looking nice. Thermo pane windows. So like you could go to Alaska in the wintertime in this thing. And we have a lot of great floor plans. This is probably not the one I should have showed you because it doesn't sound like you need to sleep extra people, but just showing you the quality. Look at this. Isn't this crazy? You got your L-shaped couch, and check this out. This is crazy. Look at that. You got your hidden room. How crazy is that? And this bed is a Murphy bed. So this folds up into the wall, and it looks good. It doesn't look like a Murphy bed. And then you have a TV up here, a workstation, and I always make fun of this floor plan. Like if you're really annoyed with your significant other, you could lock them in here, and then you can open these two, and you could just throw food into him or her and just be like, you need to stay in here, you're bugging me. You're like, I need a cold snack, throw me a beer, and then you have a nice little cubby right here to feed food through. I had one lady that bought this floor plan from me, and she used that door for her cats. Like she had a cat thing right here, and the cats would go in and out. I was like, oh man, that trailer, it's probably gonna be a mess. 2 bathrooms, dual, you could see, like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sheila, you can literally, if you're with your significant other, they're driving you nuts, like super easy to just keep them back here. Got a bed, fiberglass shower surrounding. So if you're looking for something like a Cedar Creek, check out some Riverstones. We'll go into another one just to show you real quick. I never really get to show these because a lot of my subscribers are kind of wanting like smaller stuff. Washer dryer prep already in the unit. So keep in mind, I'll show you the price. If you're in a different state, chances are your taxes is going to be probably, 8%. Ooh, look at that. You could save literally like $7,000 on this trailer just in taxes. And then re-registering it every year, you'll spend like $100 to $150. It depends on the weight, so it might actually be a little more than that, but it's not going to be thousands of dollars to re-register your fifth wheel. And usually, chances are, if you're buying a trailer like this, you're going to be holding on to it for a long time. So being able to re-register it here every year is going to save you thousands down the road as well. So these are a little bit more, 22,000 down to 162,995. So 61 grand in discounts, all real wood cabinetry, dovetail. I will say though, the nice thing about Cedar Creek is they do a lot of the same construction as like Riverstone and stuff. So both are really nice options. I can order this however you want. Like I can get you different color schemes. They have like a blue one, then they have like this cool red one, black and silver. So there's a lot of different color schemes you can do. I just ordered one for a guy in Corpus Christi, that place in Texas. He ordered it and it was cool. He didn't want like the furniture in it because he's gonna put his own furniture. And then he had like some of the cabinets he didn't want. So I can get stuff done for you. Oh, let's see this one. Cedar Creek. I think someone left the lights on this one, so that's a bummer. See if I can still show it to you. These are gonna be 26s. This will be a 6-side aluminum frame trailer, just like the Flagstaffs I was showing you. But what's cool is they actually use L brackets and they're screwed. So this trailer actually, they say it actually gets stronger over time. It's also a true high gloss trailer. They use sheet glass. So they pour sheet glass and they lay the wall flat and then pour the sheet glass and then it kind of levels it out nicely. But like if we looked at another fiberglass trailer, you'll see like where the framing is. This one, you will not see this. This is also a hung wall. So you won't, it's like a house. You won't need to worry about delamination on these trailers at all. Dang, that's a bummer. The lights, someone left the lights on. This is a rear kitchen. This thing is amazing. Rick and Kim in the house. Thank you for joining. Man, I wish the lights were on this one. That kitchen looks amazing when the lights are on. And then it has a place for the trash can. Woo! And you got your cutting board, so when you want to throw stuff in, it's right there over the trash can. Real wood cabinetry, solid surface countertops. So let's see the price on this. $98,000. So you could literally save $5 grand, $6 grand buying here in New Mexico because of the sunshine law. Half bath, washer, dryer, prep. That little table will come down, and then you have a place to fold your clothes. Then you have, man, that annoys me that someone left the lights on. You have a nice big king size bed. And this front, it's kind of like the last one. It's got 3 sprayers. Look at that. Maine is finally in the house. Welcome, John. Appreciate you always joining. Oh yeah. So yeah, if you're looking for something in this price point, I've got it for you. Just look at because they make a lot of different layouts too, that I can just order one for you and I'll still discount it a lot, even if you buy one factory fresh. Because you got to think, you guys are customers that we normally wouldn't get, you know, if it wasn't for the YouTube channel. So if you call in, just say you're looking with Tyler Talks, and that Tyler Talks code, we got a Tyler Talks code, coupon code, get you a better deal. Let's check out one more. Oh, if you got to see a front kitchen. This thing is amazing. So this is kind of the other color schemes. You got like the gold, or I think that I'm colorblind, like legitimately. You got red, and they make a cool blue one. And you can also get different color interior also. God, people need to stop leaving the lights on. That's so frustrating. These things are heavy though, so I don't know what you're towing with, but these are triple axle. I sold one to a guy in Alaska. He came down and picked it up with his semi. Yeah, this might be, this is a whole nother level of weight. 18,665 pounds. I think the Cedar Creeks are going to be more like in the 15s. But this layout, if you like to cook, oh yes, the lights are on. If you like to cook, this thing is a beauty. Look at this. They call this a front kitchen. Oh my God. Super nice. Let me see. I could put all interior lights on. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I never get to show these, so it's cool to have someone on here that is maybe looking at something like this. I just ordered this floor plan for the guy in Texas, and he basically didn't want any of this furniture. And he also didn't want the desk. So it has a desk. He's going to put his dog crates there, I believe. And he's going to hit the road. He found me on YouTube too. But look at this. Crazy. Imagine eating your Cheerios right there in the morning. If you like to cook, this counter space is amazing. Solid surface countertops, of course, pretty much everything. It even has a fiberglass roof, which usually you only get like on your Tiffins or Class A motorhomes. Big fridge. Oh man, I could live in this. I'm so close. I'm going to retire early. I'm going to go buy some property and just buy one of these and live off the land. Nice big TV with your fireplace. These will fold out into beds as well. And then you have the theater seating right here. Like I said, 3-inch walls, thermopane windows. You could literally go to Alaska in the wintertime in this thing. Dual vanity, dual sink. Nice big shower head. Look at that. Jeez. It's nicer than mine at home. Well, pretty much everything on this is nicer than my home. Look at that. King bed. Got your TV over here. These things stay looking nice too because of that full body paint. Then you got your washer and dryer in the unit. Pretty nice. If you are new here, leave a comment down below. I like to hear when I got a new viewer. We go live every Sunday, 3 p.m. Also, if you can, hit that thumbs up right up there. I don't know where it is on your screen. If you could do that. Then it'll push my video out more. I'm surprised no other YouTuber has started doing this. I think it's genius. I've sold so many trailers on the lives just because it's like the future of shopping for RVs almost. Like you get to learn about everything without having to drive all the way out here. I guarantee you 10 years, like a lot of dealerships are going to be making at least one sales guy do this. Because you don't want to go drive all the way to the dealership. You want to see what they have first. You always got to go look in person though, because they look bigger on camera. I'll show you another brand that's really good is Flagstaff. I don't know how long you've been here, but I have Flagstaff fifth wheels. I'll show you one of those too. I originally started doing this also because to get to know you guys a little better, more on like a personal level too. Like it's fun. I really do enjoy it. I think it's fun. Plus, it's a nice way to end my Friday. I feel like productive. It's gotten so busy because of YouTube. It's gotten to the point where I don't even need to take customers when they come in. I mean, I still do, of course, but like I've been making, pretty much all of my sales have been from just people calling in off of YouTube. So it's been nice. I originally started this channel 7 years ago. And the freaking guy that I worked for, he said he didn't want me doing YouTube videos for the dealership. I thought it was so bizarre. So then I got all discouraged and I just stopped doing it. Could you imagine where I'd be if I was doing this since 8 years ago? I'd be like the RV nerd. Then I moved to a different dealership. And they started trying to control me. Sorry, I'm getting all close trying to read the comments. How loud is a furnace in a Flagstaff? I don't want to lie to you. I'm not totally sure. You can't really hear the heater. The air conditioners aren't bad either. They're not going to be whisper quiet though. Like on the Riverstones, they're whisper quiet. Yeah, so then this other dealership started trying to control me, and then I came here and the owner's like, you could do whatever you want as long as you're respectful. Go ahead. This is an awesome floor plan. So if you've been here since I've been explaining Flagstaff, everyone that's on here every week, you know, they will tell you that Flagstaff is one of my favorite brands. Like, and it's going to be substantially less There's some small things that are different, you know, from a Riverstone to this. Like your walls are still gonna be, they're gonna be 2-inch, not 3-inch. Their windows aren't gonna be thermopane. If you're gonna be camping in cold weather, this is gonna be fine. But if you go to like Alaska in the wintertime, maybe you want a true 4-season trailer. But look at this. This is what's called a front living room. It's got the dining table. Still, you're getting solid surface countertops, real wood cabinetry. This layout is awesome. Look at this. It would have been cool if they figured, like, they put a TV on this side too. I guess that don't make sense. Have 2 people watching TV at the same time, can't even hear it. But if you're sitting down there, that'd been cool. Front kitchens and front living rooms are really nice too, because if you're tall, the bathrooms are going to be in the back, so you get a lot more headspace. Totally different than most front living rooms. Usually the TV's facing that way. You got the nice, comfortable theater seating. Just a little tip when you're looking at Flagstaff or Rockwood. So Flagstaff has 2 plants. I think one is in Mississippi and then one is in Millersburg. The one you want is the Millersburg because the Amish actually make them. And I'd like to think they take a little more pride in their work. So if you're out looking, if you see Millersburg collection on like the furniture, you'll know it's made by the Amish and it's from Indiana. Also, I like to think Flagstaff, because I used to sell Rockwood. Flagstaff puts out like 10 more trailers than like 1 to 10. Flagstaff will maybe get 1 trailer out and Rockwood will get 10 out. So I like to think that, you know, they take a little bit more time on the Flagstaffs versus the Rockwoods. But the Rockwood, it's going to be the same exact trailer. But just a little tip for you guys that not all the plants are the same. So like when you're looking at Keystone or Thor, some of these manufacturers are in California. Definitely avoid anything built in California because of all the rules they have with the materials they can use. Very cheap materials. Yeah, like Keystone, a lot of those Thor products, the ones that are made in California, just really cheap due to the rules and regulations they have out there. And then look at this. This is a nice big back bedroom. And see, like I said, that if you want a lot of room in the bedroom and in the bathroom, you get a lot more when it's a front kitchen or a front living room. Pretty nice. Washer dryer prep in this unit. Looks like it would have to be the combo though. All the Flagstaffs that are tow behind do have an inverter. When it's a 5th wheel, it's just prepped. Because usually at this size, they realized people were not really needing the inverter prep. But look at all of this room you have. That's what I was saying. If you're tall, look at this. It's nice. And the shower head is actually above your head. A lot of times it's, you know, it's at the back of your head. So a lot more space in these. I'll show you the price on this one. If you didn't hear the way the pricing works, just rewatch the video because I explain how they do it. I just don't want to go over that all over again. Alabama in the house. We went on a quick trip in our Rockwood before we head west March. We love it. Oh, that is so cool. Millersburg built. That's good to hear. Yeah, Rockwood is good. I used to sell Rockwood. It's the same exact trailer. But there's your price, 101 down to 84,995. They kind of psych you out with this one. That's cool though. I appreciate you being here still, even though you bought one. I had that's what I was saying the other day. I have subscribers that buy from me and come on the lives every week, and it's kind of like saying goodbye to them because once they find it, they don't need me no more. So it's kind of a bummer. I get to know you guys, and then once you buy one, it's like, see ya, come back whenever you need another one. This will be a 6-side aluminum frame trailer. It will have those composite walls as well. Outside and inside is composite walls. Everything is aluminum, even your dinettes, your beds. Auto level, 6-point auto level. And you got your frameless windows, which are pretty nice. That's good. I appreciate that. I'd hate watching me. No, I appreciate it. That's cool. Ugh. Well, you definitely got a good trailer. Like I don't feel worried when I tell people that Flagstaff is a good quality trailer, because let's face it, these are all handmade. They're not made by robots, so things do happen, but I've never had a customer say that they were upset with their Flagstaff purchase. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. Like David said it a while back. He said it's good. It's good to hear it over and over again, because you know it starts to click, and then because it's a lot of information, it's hard to remember it all. And I kind of spit out so much info. Just rewatching stuff over and over again definitely helps. It is 450. Yeah. So if you guys have gotten any benefits out of my videos, if you could leave a review for me, you have absolutely no idea how much it helps me. Like I said, it really helps the owner know that I'm not wasting my time out here. Albuquerque RV is where you could leave a review. I also like seeing them when I get done with my run on Fridays. I relax, see how I was able to help some of you guys. If you are new here and you're not subscribed, subscribe. Also hit that thumbs up wherever it is. That helps me out a lot too, so other people can find me. And if you see anyone else out on the YouTube looking at other reviewers and they think they need help, a little more help, send them my way, and then they could come join the lives every Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Again, I appreciate all of you guys that join every week, and we will see you on Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday are my days off, and I hope you guys have a good one, David. I appreciate all of you guys. Have a fantastic evening.